We leave for we just asked for 1 week off.
I turn around for 5 minutes and you've made a mess of the place, children.
Yeah, it's like you come home to your freaking dog, but instead you have a pet rat and it has a beard and it just f***ed the entire house irreparably up.
You come home and the sofa is just a thin layer of white fluff all over the living room floor.
There's not even a frame. The fucking thing ate and nibbled the entire frame of the couch. It's irreparable.
We have the 10 biggest notable changes that just got dropped for Summer Test Realm.
And let's start off with our good friend from Chrysalis. Devin Whiteheart is now the star of his own line of spells you can purchase in the Crown Shop for a measly $236.18. Because good luck getting the drops on your school specific.
Oh, and would you look at that? There are also spell element upgrades.
There are?
Yes.
Is it notable though? Is it one path?
If you count
one path on these bad boys.
If you count 40 more damage and upgrade, then yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, here's what I think. These spells, meh.
Oh, the life one is 2 pips and a life pip. The fire one's 3 pips and a fire pip.
The storm one is 1 pip and a storm pip. So the pip ratio's all over the place.
They're all over the place. Little consistencies. Depending on what school you are, depends on when you can use these things.
Yes. I don't give a rat's.
Spoiler alert. Out of this update, these are like one of like maybe 3 spells that don't have the little circle with the swords on it.
Okay, so that leads us to the Magic Mirror, which is probably the most requested feature of all time. The name change.
Name
also
and gender.
Gender change. So
if you set your account up as a trap to loot unsuspecting victims for packs in 2011, now's your chance to flip back over.
Or you could pull what I did, and I thought naming it just one name on my wizards was cool. And now I'm confused on which one's which, and you're confused on which one's which. So I'm going to add some last names to my boys, but just for the sake of the test realm, let's change completely.
Oh, it sent you back to the menu.
It sent me back to the menu. And
oh my God.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Completely. All my gear's different even.
Oh, it gave you a badge. Go away.
It gave me a badge?
Lady of the Falling Sky.
When did I get what?
Is it
of the Falling Skies?
So some of the badges are gender specific?
Apparently so.
Huh.
Oh, as you can see, I mean, my character's different. There's not a lot else that's changed.
You had to have just went up in power somehow.
There's bound to be some kind of statistical change that I don't know about. So,
well,
we'll report back to you with more findings. This takes research.
Yeah, next video we're going to be farming for packs in the commons.
I gave Hex. Where's my pack? Okay, so we got the 2 dubs out of the way. Everything else is horrible. And why we use the analogy of the dog destroying the entire house while we were gone. AoEs, all AoEs,
let's see them,
have been completely banned in PvP and raids. I maxed out my death in life last year. They nerfed Rat Spin and Ship of Fools in November that year. This year, I just farmed out the ass to get the Dragoon Amulet for my fire. Not even 1 week after I did that, they have completely removed AoEs from raids, and that was the only reason I did it. I am actually very pissed off. Like I'm holding it in. I am very pissed off right now.
We farmed our butts off on that crafting weekend, which was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday rolls around and they drop that, hey, what you just did, 4 days, 9 hours a day, no sleep. Doesn't matter.
Here's the thing, I know for a fact they just want to slow the raids down and make it harder. That's the only reason they're doing this. They're taking these away. They're gonna start making new advanced combat where you can't use AoEs. They're grinding the pace of the game to a halt. And I got so mad when I first saw this. I'm like, F this game. I'm gonna go play Pizza Tower. And I did for about 3 hours and I went to sleep and I didn't think about this game again. Because How many more terrible updates can a man take? I'm almost at my limit. I'm not even joking.
If they're going to take away like all of the hit-alls and raids, the least they can do is make it to where you don't crash out of the raid every 5 minutes. We did a raid this past weekend, and we finished one raid with all 12 people. One person like crashed out. Different people every time. Crashed out the whole time.
Kind of like how we just did right
this.
now. Numero, whatever Spanish for 5 is.
5-0.
Challenge mode has now been changed to actually be challenge mode, and by that we mean PvP rules apply. At least the spells. So, as you can recall, they kind of took out all AoEs.
Out of here. All of the good ones. All of the bad ones, too.
R.I.P. my boy Frost Giant. R.I.P. my boy Forest Lord.
That is not my boy.
They took out Thin, which I mentioned earlier, but they took out Thin. I have a suggestion. Instead of astral spells, just name this to no PvP spells.
Yeah, just
because look at this.
The banned spells.
And they're in talk of removing the freaking auras. Oh, would you look at that? You can't use potions in this area. What the f do you mean I can't use potion? What do you think, I can use the potion midway through the fight?
Oh, I'm getting kind of tired.
Oh, because you can flee and come back or something? Well, how's about I flee, take the potion outside, and then come back? How about the f yourself? I can work around your
There's a map up at the top right.
There's a map.
That's very good, because I can't tell you how many times I've got lost in this very, very tiny room. Ship her in there. Let's see if you can get any cards.
I could pull a single card from my hand. What?
All of the enchants are gone, but you still have the no PvP.
What?
So
there's no fucking consistency and no logic behind this. So enchants are banned. This says it's banned, but it's not banned.
Try to cast it right now. See what it does.
What the hell?
So we're gonna sit here for 3.5 hours while they cast all of their starting spell nerfs, just to see if this one little stupid rat's gonna spin an acorn. He's spinning it. He's spinning it. Good, good. Have I told you that I love these end world battles where they just take 3 years to complete?
Yeah. How many cheats just got casted before we got to do anything? So that said, it was banned in PvP. Allegedly, it's not. Who knows at this point? They said it's banned. All PvP spells are banned. Fist enchants were banned. But I guess you can use AoEs besides them saying they're banned.
Yeah, I don't get it. It was supposed to be one of the big things about the challenge mode now is the lack of AoEs, which would make this fight
impossible.
Impossible.
There's no way.
Or it's actually, literally and for real going to take you 3 hours to do this. Let's see if it's still locked. It's not locked there.
What the hell?
See if you can pull it back in and just join the battle again. That does a lot of good locking those potions, I'll tell you that. Huh?
Is there diminishing returns on health?
Oh my.
11,514. Let me flee. I did. What the is going on here?
Because didn't they go back and lower your stats to match your level for these challenge mode battles?
Oh my god, that's right.
So if you're level, if you're 10 levels over, they'll level your health down 10 levels.
What? So I basically just got nerfed from my Aeon to Merciless. You know, that does a lot of good when I grind that hard for all the gear so I can go back and help some people do it. Now I'm brought down to their level. Is this... I called the Archmastery update the worst update I've ever seen for this game because it nerfed life and death so hard for no reason. I very quickly changed my mind. This one's getting the crown.
Number 6. This is a quick one, but Catch of the Day, Burning Rampage, and Sacred Charge. Right now, you can go in here, and Where are we? Crystal Caves. You go in here, you can farm, I think it's like Lambert Fire or something like that, I don't remember. And you can get these spells actually dropped from the fight. They're changing it to where the fight still does that, but they drop spell limits. So you can
Yay! Only 35 times more fucking grinding, guys. You shouldn't have.
Yeah. Is the number on the side would it say like 478? You look at the bottom left, you'd have like 9, but you'd still have to drag and drop like you had the 478.
It looks like they fixed that. So
okay. So I will label this as a big W for this completed bank system.
It only took you 7 motherfucking months to get this fixed. Good on you, but it took you 1 weekend to ruin everything else. Okay, so next up, they finally fixed this infuriating glitch.
We think on the website, all it says is we fixed a certain raid crashing, teleporting glitch.
Way to be nice and very vague about it, guys. For all we know, this could change one specific crash that happened to one guy ever, or this could be the crash that happens to us every other minute.
We get 2 separate crashes. One where you crash going into the gate.
The second you go through the gate, crash. And everyone has to go back out and recast Magic Touch.
Yep, and that happens so many times during raid, you probably lose a whole run of a raid throughout the 3-hour period.
The only consistent method I found to get in without crashing, I can't fucking believe I have to say this for tech. To just get in the thing without it crashing, you got to nudge W and edge your way up until you hit the loading screen. Then you take both your hands, put them behind your head until it loads, or you will crash every time.
And
what the fuck is wrong with
not
this game?
only do we have that crash, we also have it to where we are crashing mid-raid, just not even changing areas, just doing normal, like pick up a star.
You know how many fights, how many raids we've lost our precious drummers to because they just, I crashed, guys, sorry.
Yeah.
What the f is wrong with this game?
Last weekend, we did a raid for 3 hours. We did 6 runs, and there were only 2 runs where we finished with all 12 people.
You really saying all this out loud in the same video? This game sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. The developers are idiots. They don't give a damn about anything we're saying. Will you lay it all out? What the hell? So rank 4s, all AoEs got removed from PvP, and Humongo Frog got nerfed by 10 damage for absolutely no f***ing reason.
They will tell you, though, that they'll tell you that the average didn't change on Humongo Frog. They brought the bottom up and the up down.
What the f***?
Your average is still the same.
But you lose 10 damage.
Yeah.
God knows how hard it's going to be to get these. What you're going to have to farm, you're going to have to make a whole new Myth Wizard, travel all the way to Dragonspire, wherever the f*** it is, farm one boss to get 1 in every 23 runs, and then you transfer him to your main, and after 35 hours, you can get the first upgrade.
I think a good idea for this, just for the rank 4s, like where they are so necessary for the game, is your rank 4 AoEs, integral to the game. They should make it to where you have 2 options to get the spell limits. You can either get them in packs that are 499 crowns a pack and give you a 1% chance of getting a drop, or you can have the boss at the end of the longest dungeon in Arc 1 drop them. That way it takes 3 hours to farm 1 run. So I think either way, we should make it as hard as possible.
Yeah. In conclusion, I don't ever want to see a spell limit drop from anything. I want to have this here, and I want no obtainable method of maxing this or even getting one.
I just want to sit there like this and just look at all those pretty gray drawings.
Oh.
The up ones are gray.
Could
the
you
down
imagine
ones are gray.
if I could deal five more damage? All I gotta do to bring it back to how it was is make it fucking grind for 78 consecutive hours, and it's back to how it was before. The bottom path of these new hit-offs.
It's very nice that they included the worst mechanic.
I've never seen it used outside of bosses, and all they do is target one guy specifically every time and just wipe out the hitter. Here's my cosmic advice to this game before I bid it farewell, because I'm about to. These divides should not be below the pip ratio for damage, because this isn't supposed to be a hit-all. The second I have this divide spell and do it to 2, it's dealing just barely over 150 damage to all.
Yeah.
This
little math lesson is...
Your one hit is almost stronger than the divide if you use it on more than one guy.
Pull this path back up. I want to look at it. I want to... Just something I just thought of is if this spell in its root is a hit-all, and the top path is a hit-all the time, and the bottom one you can divide it out to be a hit-all, once you divide it, just say you divide it just in 2, it should be comparable in each half hitting those 2 as the top path would be hitting those 2.
It shouldn't be so much worse, because the second you split, that's half. If you put it into 3, that's a third. If you put it into 4, that's a quarter. Quick intellectual maths. They want to take away your guns. They want to take away your rights. I will end it at this, because my patience is running low for this game. Your maxed out Humongo Frog should just deal double the base of this, so that if you hit 2, it should do 600 divide, not 384. Because if I hit 2, then that's just the normal Humongo Frog. And to end the video off, the whole point of this test, really the only thing they added,
the big, like, Mac Daddy, like, actual game content.
The new raid. Azteca Raid. So, gather your friends.
All 11 of them. If you have them.
Make sure they're all maxed out with whatever new gear you specifically need for this, because we don't know the strat. They changed everything. And play the Azteca Raid. We're going to be doing
AOEs. No AOEs.
Yeah, allegedly.
Don't even look at them. Don't even think about them.
Allegedly, no AOEs. So, new Azteca Raid. Bring your buddies. We're going to be doing it at some point with our awesome, tremendous guild.
The Goated Guild.
Other than that, I'd say this has been a tremendous episode of Corn Boar Tech.
It has been, and we will also be giving some specific videos for topics on this list later on within the next week or so. So if you want to see more in-depth content on that, he said the trigger word, content. Stay tuned.
Content.
Sub.
Do Corn Boar Tech.
Ow, go test this out.